Hi, my name is Keri Martinowich, and I'm the director of the translational neuroscience division here. And so, what we're really trying to understand is how the brain transmits information across these different circuits or different regions of the brain, and that controls behavior. So, I actually was not a science major. Studied international affairs and economics and Russian studies as an undergrad, and really not science at all. And then I actually read some like pop science book, just like off of some summer reading kind of thing about genetics of neuroscience. And so the book was kind of written for the lay public, and I read it and I was like, I want to do that. Like that's what I want to do. At the time, I talked to some like leaders in the field, and I was like, I want to do this, and they were like, you shouldn't do that because the field is not there yet, because we just don't know enough fundamental things about the human genome and about circuits and kind of fundamental cell types in the brain. And I think I was really disappointed in this, and there's just not enough people doing this stuff yet. But in the end, I think this advice was the right advice. So I trained in much more basic neuroscience and think I got a really good foundation in kind of learning molecular genetics, molecular neurobiology, the techniques, asking really solid questions. But then as a postdoctoral fellow, I went to the National Institute of Mental Health, which is in Bethesda, to do a fellowship. And there, I think that was like around when people were really starting to accept this kind of like subfield of biological psychiatry and using these emerging techniques and using a lot of the information that was starting to come out from the Human Genome Project. Danny Weinberger, who's the director of our institute, was there at the time, and I knew of him and had told him, I was looking for a job. I was really excited about being part of something like this from the ground up. I feel really lucky to have been sort of like right place, right time. To have seen this is actually fascinating. That like it seemed almost like kind of sci-fi almost at that time, that we were like, oh, maybe if you could theoretically or hypothetically do this kind of thing, then we could figure this out. And like the amount just in the past like decade that has happened is just like amazing, like how much like kind of fundamental things that have happened in genetics and molecular biology that have allowed us to do the things we do now. So that is like really like amazing to have been a part of. I think just to have seen that kind of like advances that have happened. I'm not sure that I really believed that like it would be possible to like find treatments. Like I still wanted to do this type of work because I thought it could help, and it was still interesting to understand, but I'm not sure that I really believed like that you could really, that we'd have the power to do something like this, like find actual like treatments that affect specific cell populations or specific neurons, because we understand the science to actually target them. And now thinking about like what I've seen in the past 20 years, like when I think about where we could be in 20 years, I do think that that's not that it's possible. Like, so that's, yeah, I guess that's pretty exciting.